In the previous videos we did see the ceilings getting taken out, and we also took the living room floor out. So it was really moisturous down there, and now it's time to break this open. So yesterday evening we took out this part of the floor of the living room, which went quite okay. We found some moisture issues in that corner, and probably the water is coming from outside, because maybe there's a leak or something like that. And we also heard today that this wall can go, definitely. So this evening we're gonna cut this out on both sides, and then we can smack it up tomorrow in small pieces. So we're just gonna saw it completely through to make sure that all the stones stay as one piece. That's important. And I do need to check if that one doesn't have power or where the power goes. So we're not gonna saw it through the power. That wouldn't be that nice. So I'm gonna have to look that up right now. After I did that, we're gonna cut this one up. Isn't that nice? Because there's a power line going down and there's one going up, meaning power is coming from up through this plug and then going down through the other plugs. So if I disconnect this one, I lose complete power to the living room, and it would be nice to still have power on these. So I'm gonna have to make a temporary line for these. So yesterday evening I got some help to break through this wall, as we are finally allowed to do this. So now we can open this up, we can clean up all the debris that's coming from it, and once that one is out, we can remove the wooden floor down here. Then we can remove everything that's below the floor, because I know there's a lot of junk down there. And then we can remove the concrete part on the back, and that's gonna be all our living room on this side. Well, this side is going to be the entrance of the house, so there's going to be a small wall somewhere here. We're going to continue working on this right now. The old man in his dusty overcoat, painting through the Brooklyn lands, watching metal surge as they approach. So the other week we walked a long day and we got the complete floor out on the front living room up until this part where we had the storage area. We also removed the complete wall, so that's now gone. We still got all the infrastructure hanging, so the water lines, power lines, the gas line, everything is still here. So we're gonna take away today what we can, and then we're gonna take this floor out, as I want this floor out as well.
And paint is peeling, trust is thin, no it's revealing. Dust and rubble piled so high this house can't.
And then I just needed a lot more power to get through this.
Not gonna let me tearing out the broken pieces, building hope in shattered places. Hammer pounding hard
Alright, so I got about half the floor out, maybe a little bit less, but it's fine. It's now 9 o'clock. I don't want to disturb the neighbors anymore with this heavy one. This one is making a lot of noise, but it is definitely getting the job done. It's just heavy because I need to carry everything out. Just these two, just this little bit here has delivered 2 bins of debris. So yeah, that's giving you a little bit of imagination of how much time it takes to clear this completely out.
Pipes a leak, intrudes to speak, and floors a creak, and dreams are peaking. Every nail that bites the board, every stroke of work restores. Sweat and fire under the ceiling, scars reveal the life I'm feeling. Blueprints crumbled, still I'm trying. House alive, the past is dying. Hammer pounding, heart is racing. Dreams of warmth I'm chasing.
I got complete floor out in this corner. I also cleaned up all the debris which was in the hole there. What we need to do next is to throw out the bottom wall here, so it has to come completely down until the concrete. Same goes for this. I want to take 30 centimeters off here because it's just too high and it's going to give a lot of cold through the floor. I want to prevent that. And we need to take this away up until the concrete. And then we have a nice and clean living room. And then we need to spread the sand from that side over on this side and that side. And then we have a nice living room which is a little bit higher. And then we can put concrete on it basically. We do need to do a lot of pipe work and so before that. But that's the order of progress at this moment. I still have the toilet room in the back there. I'm still discussing if we are gonna keep it until we are done with some other things where I need a contractor, or if we're gonna take it down beforehand anyway. Because at this moment, if the toilet is running, it's saving me $100 a week during the time I got a contractor. So if he would have to work 20 weeks, it would save me $2,000 to keep it there and to delay the concrete on this part. So that's a bit of debate I'm sitting with at the moment. I don't know what we're gonna do with that one yet.
Every stroke of work restores. Sweat and fire under the ceiling, scars reveal the life I'm feeling. Blueprints crumbled, still I'm trying. House alive, the past is dying. Hammer pounding, heart is racing. Dreams of warmth I'm chasing. Turning wreck to resurrection. Love is born in renovation. Cracks, my hands they bleed, but stronger roots are what we need. This home won't stand with balance weak. Rebuild the heart, rebuild the beat. Slow and steady, breaking old foundations, reshaping. Faithful walls and stronger doorways. We'll rise up, we'll see more days. Hammer pounding, heart is racing. Dreams of warmth I'm chasing. Turning wreck to resurrection. Love is born in renovation.
I got my laser set up, so I had to measure the floor point, which is still the original one, which I have to maintain because all the doors and everything is leveled on that one. So that's the one I want to maintain, also with the basement deck, because I don't want to make this any thinner as it is, as it's an old basement and it has a very thin top layer, or a very thin roof or floor, whatever you want to call it. So better leave that as is. I just need to take the tiles off and put floor heating in later on. So we need to make sure that we get back to the same height as it is right now. I also need to fill up this a bit, because here we basically got a hole, and if you take a look, this is our height line here, and you can see it's actually above my head. Well, it's set at 1 meter, So we're measuring here about 1 meters 80, 1 meters 90 depth, and we have to raise it up until 1 meter 50. So what we're gonna have to do is to transport all the sand which is there, or at least enough, over to this area and that area, so that it fills up until 1 meter 50 below the level point that I made. So that's 50 centimeters below floor, meaning that we get about 40 centimeters of insulating concrete below there and another 10 centimeters of top layer. It's a little bit less than that, but that's approximately what we are gonna do.
Tearing down the walls, no plans in sight. Dust in my hair, working through the night.
What I also need to do is, we got our basement here running under the kitchen, and we have some moisture issues in there. So we need to do something against that. At the moment we are at it, and this is actually the moment to treat that issue. There's a lot of stuff to treat a basement from the inside, but I don't like that stuff, as when you cover your basement from the inside, it means your concrete stays moisturous and the moisture cannot get out. So eventually you will get concrete rot. Now, I really don't want that. So what we are gonna do is, we're gonna seal the basement on the outside. And I bought a special bucket of stuff which we are gonna paint the outside with. So it's kind of a coating, and that's gonna prevent that moisture is coming from the outside into the basement. So that's gonna help, hopefully, in keeping the basement completely dry and getting the moisture level lower in there, as we insulate the wall from the outside against moisture. I really hope that's gonna help. So we're gonna do that inside the house and also on the outside of the house later on. But we are on the inside right now, and we have dug this out at this moment. I need to fill it in for the concrete, so it's best to do it now, so I don't have to dig deeper. So first dig it out, get that all coated. Maybe I also put some sheets of foam in there, so it insulates the basement a little bit. When we coat it, it should be all fine to do that. So I'm gonna figure out how we can do that the best way to make sure that we get a proper basement for the future, as I like to have a dry and healthy basement inside my house. Especially when we do this kind of work with our house, I just want every room to be absolutely perfect.
Sledgehammer swinging till my arms fall numb.
Alright, so we got this little bit of the foundation freed up. That means that I can now coat this. And I got 2 beautiful big buckets of this stuff. So we're gonna put this one on, and hopefully that's gonna seal off our basement.
Chasing a dream of what will become. Rip it down, build it high. Sweat drips hard under the sky. Chaos reigns, but we'll get through. Bit by bit, we'll make it new. Pain spills wild on this broken floor.
Alright, so that's what it's gonna look like. It's completely black, and that's what I want, because having this as black as it is, it's also coated against the moisture, so it means it's completely waterproof, and that should be really good. So the basement is now waterproof. I only do it up till this level because we get another concrete layer up here. So we are well into the concrete layer with the paint at this moment, and I think that's gonna be fine. Now we have to wait 24 hours and then we can close up this hole again, and I still need to think about if I want to insulate it or not, and that just has to do with if I do a correct job to insulate it, because I don't know at this moment. I have to do some more research to see if it's a good or a bad thing to insulate the basement on the outside. I don't want to get humidity problems again because I insulated it. Let this dry up, and then we can dig up the next part of the foundation, and this is how we have to go around around the complete foundation, so it's gonna be a lot of work, but it has to happen to do a good job.
Footprints scatter right out the door. Windows crack, but the light shines in. Starting again where we've never been. Rip it down, build it high. Sweat drips hard under the sky. Chaos reigns, but we'll get through. Bit by bit, we'll make it new. Rip it down, build it high. Sweat drips hard under the sky. Chaos reigns, but we'll get through. Bit by bit, we'll make it new.
Alright, another day. Time to paint this one again. I also just dug a hole right there. Yeah, it's a lot of work to dig it that narrow. So I'm gonna paint this one, then we're gonna paint that one. If I have any energy left this evening, we're gonna dig another hole on the end of there. And maybe we can still paint that one today. And then hopefully tomorrow we can close this one up, paint that one another round, and paint that one another round. And then in 2 days we should be able to close that all up again and dig new holes in between. That way we still have a good supported foundation in the meantime. And after that we should have a way more waterproof basement as it is now.
Starting again where we've never been. Rip it down, build it high. Sweat drips hard under the sky. Chaos reigns, but we'll get through. Bit by bit, we'll make it new. Rip it down, build it high. Sweat drips hard under the sky. Chaos reigns, but we'll get through. Bit by bit, we'll make it new. Hands are blistered, hearts on fire. Love's the fuel for all our desire. Dreams and shards, but we pick each piece, bringing them together, brick by brick, release. The roof's so low, the pipes all squeal. We patch it all up, the pain's so real. But with every plank we find our breath, building a life from the edge of death. Rip it down, build it high. Sweat drips hard under the sky. Chaos reigns, but we'll get through. Bit by bit, we'll make it new. Rip it down, build it high. Sweat drips hard under the sky. Chaos reigns, but we'll get through. Bit by bit, we'll make it new. Rip it new. We'll make it new. We'll make it new. Rip it down, build it high.
Alright, so I dug this corner out here so far. That's a bit of work which is done. That one is painted. Dug this one out and it's painted. So I think it's good enough for this evening. Then I can paint this one again tomorrow. And then the day after I can fill it up all. And I can dig the next pieces up. Yeah, this is gonna be some work. Meanwhile, I'm walking around and pushing hard with my feet so that the soil becomes more solid, as I don't have a vibration plate at this moment. So I have to do it this way. And I also don't think that the neighbors are gonna be happy if I'm gonna be vibrating the house this late in the evening. So it should be fine this way.
Walls are crying, holes and cracks. Floors are creaking, boards that lack. Windows rattling, ghostly house. Roof's been broken for a while. Sawdust scattered, paint stained skin, busting through where time has been. Nails and hammers hit the where the house fights defeat. Tear it down, build it back. Love it life, it cracks on cracks. Fix this house, make it whole. Patch each corner, feed its soul. Ooh. Pipes are moaning, water bled. Wires dangling overhead. Cobwebs cover hidden lies. Dreams will thrive when wood meets sky. Sweat runs, rivers, tools collide. Hands grow raw, but hearts alive. Every blow, each careful patch. Stitch in time, no strings attached. Tear it down, build it back. Love it life, it cracks on cracks. Fix this house, make it whole. Patch each corner, feed its soul. Oh. Oh. Tear it down, build it back. Love it life, it cracks on cracks. Fix this house, make it whole. Patch each corner, feed its soul. Ooh. Tearing down the walls, no plans in sight. Dust in my hair, working through the night. Sledgehammer swinging till my arms fall numb. Chasing the dream of what will become. Rip it down, build it high. Sweat drips hard under the sky. Chaos reigns, but we'll get through. Bit by bit, we'll make it new. Paint spills while on this broken floor. Footprints scattered right out the door. Windows crack, but the light shines in. Starting again where we've never been. Rip it down, build it high. Sweat drips hard under the sky. Chaos reigns, but we'll get through. Bit by bit, we'll make it new. We'll make it new. Hands are blistered, hearts on fire. Love's the fuel for all our desire. Dreams in shards, but we pick each piece, bringing them together brick by brick release. The roof too low, the pipes all squeal. We patch it all up, the pain's so real. But with every plan.
Alright, so the digging is going very well, as you can see. I'm making progress. I'm doing a bit every evening because this is intense. I need to drive it out over that plank there, but I need to build something new here as a driveway to actually get up there, because I need to get up here for a few weeks and then we should have this ready. But I want this to be a nice way up, so I'm gonna make something with wood for that. I also need to let this dry. It's already drying for 2 days. I even did my first work with creating some new concrete there, because there was a hole where the water line was, because there was a water line running from there to the toilet, the shower, and also upstairs. That's now gone. That water line was 70 years old, so it had to go. This here needs to dry, as you can see, that corner. On the camera you can see it even better. It's super moisturous and it's going completely through the ground. And that's also why I have issues in my basement, because this is the concrete wall behind the painted basement wall, and yeah, that's causing concrete rot. So I need to let this dry up, then I can paint it. And the issue here actually is that it comes through the outside wall, so I need to insulate that as well to make sure that the moisture doesn't get in through the concrete that way, because that's surely what it looks like right here. I also disconnected all the rain pipes because it seems that the sewer is broken, because the sewer is running outside here and this is so wet it really looks like a broken sewer. So yeah, I really need to let this dry up before I can do anything, and that might take a few more days even, because it's this wet. I want it dry before I paint it. And then we got a lot more work here in the room, because I did paint this wall as you saw earlier. It's now drying. We can put the insulation in after it's dry, and then we can fill this all up. I only need to keep that corner open right in the corner, because that's where all the utilities come into the house for the future. So I want to dig a deep hole there so it goes under the foundation and everything can come in. And I think also the new sewer is gonna leave the house at that point. So that's something I got to think about.
Hands are blistered, hearts on fire. Love's the fuel for all our desire. Dreams in shards, but we pick each piece, bringing them together brick by brick release. The roof too low, the pipes all squeal. We patch it all up, the pain's so real. But with every plank, we find our
Now let's head home into bed.
light.